Hello and welcome. So guys, I am so excited today because this is a video that I did give some thought because the three fragrances, and it's only three fragrances that I'm going to be sharing with you today, are very recent 2025 releases, and I think that they're really designed for the spring season. But these fragrances, two of them, from the first moment I sniffed them, they grabbed my heart, and it has been a non-stop addiction / obsession for me. And the third one is one that at the beginning, it's not that I didn't like it. It just took some time for me to adjust to it because it's so different than anything we've ever seen from this specific fragrance house. But as of today, I can tell you that these three are, when I tell you, I just wanted to gatekeep them. But of course, I'm going to share them with you. I also want you to know that at some point during this video today, I will be announcing all of the details of the third giveaway as we continue to celebrate our 15K. This is the third giveaway, and of course, it is all about a luxury niche fragrance. So you don't want to miss that one. As I share these three fragrances with you, by the way, I will be ranking them. I super love all three of them. I'm quite obsessed and on a chokehold with all three, but I figured that you would want to know which one is at the very, very top. So as I share them, I will start with my least favorite, to call it something, even though it's a deep love, and then I will go to my very, very favorite of the three. But before we jump right in, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel, we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. All right, so the first fragrance that I want to share with you, and I, of course, am wiping it because I don't want any of my little fingerprints on it, as you know. But anyway, so this first fragrance is one that was just launched maybe a week ago, and this one is from Initio, so I'm sure you already know which fragrance I'm talking about. And yes, I am speaking about Power Self. Now, Power Self, guys, has been a very, very controversial, in my opinion, kind of launch. There's been mixed reviews. People either, it seems to me, love it or hate it. But I have to tell you, I am totally in love with this fragrance. It did take me a minute. It did take me a couple of wears to really appreciate the beauty of this fragrance. And I must say that if I would have just gone with like my initial sniff in store or anything like that, I don't think that I would have come to understand the beauty of this fragrance. It is truly very different than anything you've ever experienced with Initio, because in my experience, and I do have quite the collection of Initio fragrances, in my experience, what I've come to expect from Initio is that their fragrances are going to be powerhouses, right? That a fragrance from Initio is going to be almost beast mode, if not beast mode. Even in the case of like a musk therapy, that is a musky fragrance that is very smooth, it is still a powerhouse on my skin. So encountering Power Self has been really a very different experience. And I think, and this is just my opinion, that some people have not taken the time to really understand the fragrance and really give it a fair shot. But I have to tell you that, oh my goodness, this is truly a beautiful fragrance, but let's talk about it in more detail. So Power Self is a fragrance that opens up fresh, spicy, and very, very musky. This is the type of fragrance that if you are not into a musk-based fragrance, please don't even bother, because this is all about the musk. And at that, I will tell you right away that this is really like a level 5 musk, with 1 being the least that you're going to pick up musk in a fragrance and 5 being the most. I am telling you, this is a level 5, but it is so smooth that it comes across more like a level 4. But in addition to that high degree of musk, the musk does have a bit of an animalic quality. At least I pick up on it. Now, when the fragrance opens, as I just said, it does open fresh, spicy, and you are going to pick up on the pink pepper. The pink pepper is the only thing that I really pick up in that opening. And of course, like I said before, it does have a very strong background of that muskiness, which will be with you all throughout the olfactory journey and throughout the wear of the fragrance. So when the florals come in, what I pick up on clearly is a white rose. Now that rose comes in like with a candied quality to it, and it took me a while to kind of figure it out, but what I think it is that rose and the osmanthus are the stars of that floral bouquet that I picked up almost immediately after the opening and towards midway in the olfactory journey. But curiously enough, those are the only two florals that I really pick up in the journey, but at dry down, I can't even really distinguish the rose or the osmanthus because what I'm picking up is on a bouquet of white florals. At the dry down, I can clearly tell you that what I get is the most stunningly beautiful, extremely smooth, musk-based fragrance that is all about the white florals with a slight background of like a candied touch. And it is a very, very smooth, musky fragrance. Very, very smooth. You know, it's like the first time that I used it, I thought, well, is this going to be like a weak fragrance? Am I even picking it up? But number one, you have to apply it on skin. And you have to apply it on skin and allow it to really interact with your skin chemistry and then see what you get from it before you can decide, number one, if you like it, and number two, how it performs. This is definitely not a safe blind buy because you are going to need to really, really try it in order to determine if you think that it's worth, the pretty penny that it's worth. To me, it is more than worth it. It is so beautiful and so different than any other Initio fragrance that I have in my collection. This is truly, to me, elegance in a bottle. This is a very refined fragrance, a very elegant fragrance, a fragrance that to me is worthy of being signature scent that you can use for any occasion, day or night. But I will tell you that this is a fragrance that I think is exclusively for the seasons of spring and summer. I think just about anybody can wear this fragrance. I don't think that although it focuses on those white florals, there's nothing dated about this fragrance. You are not going to get a headache from this fragrance because those white florals are so, so smooth. And the entire vibe of the fragrance is that of like smooth, easygoing, flowy type of like spring feel. It is a fragrance that is a bit uplifting. I don't understand how they did that, but it is a bit uplifting. There is something soothing and comforting, but at the same time uplifting about this fragrance. And I think it's really all about the florals. There is absolutely no oud in this fragrance, but as I said, as I was speaking about the olfactory journey, to me this is really like a musk level 5, more like a 4, like a high 4, because the musk is so, so smooth. And I do pick up on a slight of an animalic quality to that musk. This is a fragrance that to me is unisex, but leaning heavy to the feminine side. I think most gents will think that this is really a feminine fragrance because of those florals and because of the smoothness of the fragrance with that musk. According to Initio, this is a fragrance that will influence your self-confidence, and I don't know about all that. What I can tell you is that once you fall in love with this fragrance, you're gonna fall in love hard. Because this is just a stunningly beautiful white florals spring summer fragrance. At that, is it groundbreaking? I don't think that it's groundbreaking. I think that if anything, it's the way in which the musk and the florals have been combined. You know, I have read a couple of reviews where people are saying that this is like a mix between atomic rose and musk therapy. And while I own both of those fragrances, if I were to layer them, I promise you, I am not going to get Power Self, at least not to my nose, because to begin with, atomic rose is a no no joke kind of fragrance. That is like beast mode all the way. And that rose is giving you rose all day, every day, 24/7. Here, the rose is again part of a bouquet at the dry down, a bouquet of white florals. Is the rose dominant in the olfactory journey? At parts and to a certain extent, but this to me is not really a fragrance that is focused just on the rose. To me, this is a white florals fragrance on a very strong base of musk. I know that many people will not agree, but for me, this is a deep love. This is definitely a fragrance that I can see myself pulling, not just to use it on its own, by the way, but you guys know how I love to layer. This is a fragrance that will bring an inherent beauty to any other fragrance that you layer it with. And I am actually looking forward to layering this with a couple of vanilla fragrances that I have in my collection, because I think that I am going to have like an amazing discovery that's going to make me even more obsessed with this fragrance. This is so different and such a welcome addition to my collection. The next fragrance that I want to share with you, and this one I really have to wipe because it picks up all of the fingerprints, but this next one is my second favorite. And let me tell you that from the first moment I sniffed this fragrance, I was completely addicted. There is something about this fragrance that you just can't stop sniffing it once you start. And it is not just a gorgeous fragrance, but a very welcome addition to my collection from this specific fragrance house. And I'm speaking about Printemps Blanc, and this is from Maison Mataha. Now guys, oh my goodness. Listen, if you have tried this fragrance, if you picked it up, if you've used it a couple of times, can you tell me, are you addicted to sniffing this fragrance? Because this is a fragrance, guys, that I am telling you from the first moment I received it and sprayed it, every so often I have to go throughout the day and sniff it. And sometimes I have to spray it in my hand. If I'm testing another fragrance, I have to spray it in my hand just so that I can sniff it even better, because it is quite addictive. So Printemps Blanc is a fragrance that opens up very fresh citrusy. And in that fresh citrusy opening, there is no confusing it. The dominant note is the note of grapefruit. But let me tell you something about this fragrance. This fragrance is truly orange blossom centric. I know that other florals are supposed to be involved, but to me, this is all about the orange blossom. The orange blossom is the star all the way from first spray throughout the entire olfactory journey, at dry down, throughout the wear of the fragrance. It is all about the orange blossom. So if you do not like or love an orange blossom note, then this is not a fragrance that you even want to try, because I'm telling you, from first sniff, right along with that dominant grapefruit comes that orange blossom. After that fresh citrusy opening with the grapefruit, and where it is made very clear that the orange blossom is the star of this fragrance, and as the journey continues, you are going to pick up on a hint of vanilla. I don't pick up on a ton of vanilla or quite a bit of vanilla in the opening or midway in the olfactory journey. What I do pick up as I approach midway is that note of white tea, and it has been done exquisitely in combination with the real star of the fragrance, which is the orange blossom. Those two pair very nicely together, and I think it's what takes this fragrance from just being stunning to truly addictive, because that white tea note, guys, I don't know what is it about it, but it brings like an air of comfort and coziness, while the fragrance still remains fresh to a certain extent and like vibrant. Like you're awake and really enjoying the blend of this fragrance. It is truly unbelievable. Now, as you approach the dry down, then the vanilla starts to intensify. And it's not like the vanilla is really dominant at any point, but there is a good bit of vanilla. And I think you'll be happy to know that the way, at least to my nose, that I pick up that vanilla is giving me Escapade Gourmand vibes all the way, because I think the vanilla has been done in the same way. So at dry down, you are going to get a very orange blossom focused white florals bouquet kind of fragrance that definitely has that white tea note with a background of woodiness. And that woodiness is kind of creamy, which just brings like an air of like sophistication to the fragrance. I can't explain it. This is such an incredibly beautiful, it's got to be one of the best white floral, specifically orange blossom fragrances that I have in my collection. And I did mean to pull them, but I have a couple of fragrances in my collection that are very much orange blossom centric. And no, it's not Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian. It's a couple of other fragrances, but I just forgot to do it. But I am telling you, you have to be an orange blossom lover in order to really appreciate the beauty of this fragrance. I have to tell you, my last experience with Maison Mataha was Evasion Bonbon. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that that's a fragrance that, I really struggled with it at the beginning. Now I'm good with it, but it's not a deep, deep love. But this one has come to make up for it because this is truly a lifer for me, guys. That's how much I love this fragrance. I love how the orange blossom has been done. It's airy enough to where I can use this fragrance during the spring and during the summer. It is not like way too sweet. It is a sweet fragrance, but it's not excessively sweet. But I tell you, at the dry down, you are going to get such an exquisitely beautiful fragrance that is perfection for spring, but will most likely take you all throughout the year. This fragrance has no oud, and it is also a fragrance that I think is best suited for the ages of 25 plus. And I think that you could use it for just about any occasion, day or night. You could make it, your signature scent if you wanted to, because again, this is a fragrance that I think you could pull off during any season of the year. But I do think it is perfection for spring and summer. Now, this is a fragrance that is also performing very well for me because it is giving me a full day wear with like about a 90-minute strong projection, almost 2 hours, but not quite, without overspraying, because this is not a fragrance that I would ever overspray because that orange blossom will get you. It is quite present. I can't repeat that enough. But after that strong projection, the fragrance will get you like in a scent bubble. And that scent bubble will take you probably like another 2 to 3 hours. And after that, it does become an intimate skin scent. But it is giving me a full day wear, and it does have a moderate sillage. Is this a fragrance that leaves a long trail behind me? No, that's not what I've picked up, and I've had the chance to wear it a bit now. What I can tell you is that if someone approaches you or is close to you, they are going to sniff you clearly, and they are going to give you a compliment or ask you what you're wearing. I tell you, this is a fragrance, guys, that I just picked up because it was just launched, and I already have a bit of a dent. And for me, it is so hard to have a dent in any fragrance because I have a pretty extensive collection and I'm always in the cycle of testing to come and share fragrances with you. But I have to tell you, I am totally addicted, obsessed to the point of not wanting many people to know about this one because I know people will end up falling in love with this fragrance for sure. If you are an orange blossom lover, you are going to love that dry down because that dry down is all about that sweet, vanillic, beautifully creamy with that sandalwood, white florals with that hint of white tea scent in the background kind of fragrance that is bound to just wrap your heart with love. All right, guys, let's have this conversation because I have to tell you, this next fragrance, now this is the last one, so obviously this is my favorite of the 3 that I'm covering with you today. But when I tell you this is one that I haven't heard a lot of rumbling about, it has not been hyped at all. At least I have not seen much hype about it. And I wanted to kind of like gatekeep this one because, oh my goodness, guys, this is just such an incredible fragrance. I can't stress that enough. And I am speaking about Gritti's latest, and this one is Eclectique. stop the press because this is everything. This is such an incredibly beautiful fragrance. Now, I know that you guys know that I have quite the Gritti collection. This is my 8th bottle, and I can tell you I have sniffed just about pretty much all of the Gritti fragrances to date, with the exception of another one that just launched called Pomelo Assoluto or something like that. And this one is my favorite. And that's a lot to say because Gritti fragrances, you guys know how much I love Duchessa. And oh, there are so many. You're So Vain is incredible. I mean, there's just so many incredible fragrances. Last year, I couldn't talk enough about Siracusa. It was not launched last year, but I spent, it seemed to me, all spring and summer talking about Siracusa, which is an incredibly beautiful fragrance. But again, Eclectique has come to dethrone everybody else because this one is my favorite fragrance from Gritti right now. So I've already shared with you the notes, but let me just tell you, this is a fragrance, guys, that opens very fresh, citrusy. But at that, the opening is also sweet, not crazy sweet, but it is sweet and very fruity. And interestingly enough for me, I pick up clearly on the melon, on the strawberry, and on a very creamy and beautifully done coconut note. It's got to be one of the best coconut notes that I have picked up in a fragrance in a long time. As the journey continues, you are going to pick up on the florals. But curiously enough, as I do pick up on the florals clearly, the fruity notes do not take a backseat. It's almost like the florals and the fruity notes play very well together because the blend in this fragrance is just unbelievable, because not one of those notes is ever more dominant than the other, at least not to my nose. The creamy coconut is one that from the moment I first sniffed it in the opening, it is so incredibly beautiful that I just look for it, right? But even at that, I am picking up on the melon, on the strawberry, and on the florals without any issues. As you approach the dry down, you are going to notice that the fragrance does become powdery. Very powdery? No. A little bit of powderiness? No. It's just powdery. And at that, you're also going to notice that the vanilla has made its appearance, because until approaching dry down, I really don't pick up on the vanilla as a very present note. It may have been in the background, but at least that's not the experience that I'm getting. But at the dry down, the vanilla is definitely present. It's not dominant in any way because, again, everybody's playing very well together. It's like all of these notes know what their role is in making this an incredibly addictive and highly obsessive type of fragrance, and they just play out their role. Because the florals do their thing, the fruity notes are right next to it, but are doing their thing without being overpowering. And then you have the vanilla, which is just right there with them, and everybody is playing very, very nicely. At the dry down, you are going to get the most stunningly beautiful, addictive, and one that will get you definitely obsessed and keep you in a chokehold, ambery musk-based fragrance, where the florals, the fruity notes, and the vanilla are all like the stars. They all are, I'm telling you, they all play very nicely together. It is just such an incredibly done blend in this fragrance. The blend is just, I can't even tell you how pleasant of an experience I've had with this fragrance. I know that someone must have picked this fragrance up already. If you are watching, can you please let us know in the comments section your thoughts on Eclectique, because I can't speak highly enough of this fragrance. I could be here all day just telling you how much I love it. To me, this is a fragrance that is truly feminine, and this fragrance, guys, performs beautifully. Without having to overspray, it is giving me 8+ hours. It does have a strong projection for, I would say, like about the first hour to 90 minutes. That's not where its strength resides. To me, the strength is in the fact that after that strong projection, it does become a very strong skin scent. It's not scent bubble. It is really a skin scent, but it's the type of skin scent that I love, because if I'm wearing it, I can sniff myself all day. And if someone approaches me, they're definitely going to ask me what I'm wearing because the smell, the scent of the fragrance is so present and beautiful, and it never loses any of its character. It's like it's very well put together. Again, an exquisitely done blend that will carry you throughout all day long. To me, this is a fragrance that you could pull off any season of the year for any occasion, day or night. But I will tell you that I think it is best suited for the seasons of spring and summer. I think this is perfection for spring and perfectly beautiful for the summer, but you could definitely get away with wearing it during the fall and the winter. Personally, I will keep it to spring, summer, and early fall because I don't think that this is the scent profile that I particularly enjoy when it's a very, very cold day. That's just me. But I do recognize that this is a fragrance that you could probably pull off all throughout the year. At that, it has no oud, but it does have a musk level of a high 3. Being that you are going to pick up on the musk, but there is nothing animalic about this musk. This is like a benign musk because this fragrance is not about the musk. It is about the balance of all of those notes. The fruity notes, the floral notes, the vanilla, that ambery quality to the fragrance, and the musk. But the musk is not dominant in any way. All in all, guys, as I said before, this is a fragrance that I could talk about all day long because I am totally in love with it. It is just such a delight. And I am so, so happy that I picked it up early enough in the season to where I can enjoy it this year for spring, summer, and the beginning of the fall. Because this is just an awesomely beautiful, floral, fruity kind of fragrance. All right, so now, guys, it is time for the announcement of our very last 15K giveaway. This is giveaway number 3, which is all about a luxury niche fragrance giveaway. I've already announced the giveaway for giveaway 1, which is Middle Eastern. Yesterday, I announced giveaway 2, which was a designer fragrance. And now I'm about to give you the details of how you can participate in the giveaway for this luxury niche fragrance. So in order to participate in this giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, turn on all the notifications so that you're made aware of when I upload videos, and that way you'll know to watch the video and see if you were the winner of any of these giveaways. And follow me on Instagram, because if you are a winner, that's where I'm going to need you to reach out to me via DM and give me your shipping information so I can get your fragrance straight out to you. Last but not least, if you are interested in being a part of this giveaway number 3 for this luxury niche fragrance, all you have to do is leave a comment in this video and there tell me, why do you think that you would love this specific fragrance that I will be sharing with you in a minute, which is the giveaway fragrance? Just tell us, why do you think you would really enjoy this fragrance? All right, so now I'm sure you're very curious to know what's the fragrance that will be in this giveaway. And of course, guys, there was no way that I could share with you Eclectique and not have it as a giveaway, because when I tell you, that has got to be one of the most incredible floral fruity gourmand fragrances that I've ever experienced, and my favorite Gritti. So this is going to be the giveaway. This will be sent to the winner of this giveaway. Brand new, totally sealed, unboxed, and this is my bottle, and this will be for the winner. All right, guys, so that is all that I had for you today. I wish you the very best of luck in this giveaway, because whomever receives this, I really believe will really, really enjoy this fragrance. I want to again thank you all for being with me on this fragrance journey and for helping me reach this incredible milestone of 15K. I appreciate all of you, and I deeply, deeply thank you for being a part of our fam. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.